I understand you can get caught up and time goes by so fast when you're doing different events and when you're learning with all the different vendors that I'm quite sure that are out there. But
Yeah.
kudos for them. All righty. Great to have you on the call. Anybody else want to say hello before we get started?
Good
We're right at the
morning.
top
It's
of the
Darlene.
hour. Good morning, Darlene. How are you?
I'm fine. I missed out on that ship too. So
I
I
know,
was
because
so
you would have definitely been there too.
I missed the message. I was so busy that week. I didn't even get online or anything. And by the time I did, it was already closed. So
Oh, wow. Wow. I
excuse the
know things,
noise in the
yeah.
background. I have my window open and it's garbage day.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's funny how those things get booked up really fast. I know every time we call ourselves the Colorado leaders, and every time anybody hears about anything, we have a separate page, a group page that we post. And so when the last thing came up for Carnival, because I was on the call, and it looks like they're getting ready to have another call too with Amy. She's a real nice lady. We met her at the training that they had in Denver on the 19th. And as soon as I found out about it, because I was on a Carnival call, as soon as I found out about it, I posted it, and then I sent it to the Colorado leaders, and because it was an all-day event. And I thought, all day, wow, what's going to be happening all day? But it turned out to be a great event, and we learned so much, and it went by so fast. That was it, because it was from, well, it was supposed to be from 8:30 to 4:30. We did get finished at 3:30, but it went by so fast. It was so packed of knowledge and information. We really, really enjoyed it. And then they gave you the opportunity to submit your business plan, and they gave you the format, and we did a lot of training on what to say in different areas. And we had a little issue trying to get in there and finish it, but Amy, she sent me another link to get to it, and that, because she was really good. And that's why we know the money is in the follow-up, because she texted, I'm quite sure I was not the only person that she sent an email to that was at the meeting to say, don't forget to submit your business plan. And, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about the follow-up. It's about reaching out and reminding people, because time goes by fast. We get busy, you know, like you said, Darlene, and you're doing all these different things. And before you know it, you're thinking, oh, no, I missed it. So you definitely need to follow up with people and just say hello, let them know what's going on, because there's constantly so much going on in this industry, so much training. And then I did get another email from the Jamaican Tourism Bureau, and they're going to be here in Colorado Springs, which is so rare. You know, normally they're always in Denver, and Rick and I just drive up to Denver. It's only about an hour drive north. But this time they're going to actually be here in in Colorado Springs. So I sent it to our Colorado group, because they're going to be in Denver the next day. And I'm quite sure, you know, Dawn and Mary and Carolee and, you know, all the groups will go to that. But it's interesting how much things are going on. And once you start taking these trainings, and once you sign up for these different vendors, they will let you know when they're in your state, because of course they want you to come out to the event. And even for Hawaii, I don't remember who posted that, but someone posted the Hawaii event. And man, as soon as I got it, I was, you know, there. We had a great time. They took us to a really nice restaurant. They had the dancing going on, and they were just, there's probably about 6 or 7 different vendors that was on that with the Hawaii Tourism Bureau. And they came and they were just showing us all the different things. And it definitely lets you know, I need to go to Hawaii at least 3 times a year, all the stuff that's going on. But that's how I feel about every place. You know, you need to just go and see it. It's always changing. Even right here in our backyard, I don't know which day it'll be, but Rick and I are going to probably drive up to Pikes Peak and see it, because right now they have refurbished the whole thing. And the last time we was there was with my girlfriends, and I don't even remember when that was. That was, as you guys remember, that was the year that movie, I think it was Girls Trip, and they called themselves the Flossy Posse. So I didn't know. So when my girlfriend came, she was telling me, she said, we got to get jackets. I said, what are you talking about? But we did. We got jackets that said the cog rail, because when you go up there, it's a lot cooler than when you're here. And she was from Boston, and that altitude was beating her butt. She was like, I can't breathe. Where's the air? But we had a good time. We just made sure she sat down, and she didn't get to really walk around the place, but it's all refurbished since then. So I'm looking forward to going back up there and just taking pictures and seeing it again. So there's things that's going on in your neighborhood that you should just go and see. And I know a lot of you would have been where Chantel and Glenn is today if you knew about it, had the time. I know life gets in the way of so many things, but I'm quite sure they're having a great time out there enjoying that event. And like we're going to enjoy there's another event coming up on the 19th. I don't remember who the vendor is, but it's an evening. Oh, American Airlines on the 31st of July. American Airlines is introducing a direct flight from Denver to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And I'm like, oh man, but it's okay because we're going to go to the event. We're going to learn all about it. And these airlines, they just amaze me on how they try to outdo each other on the different gifts and things that they have for their travel advisors when we go to these events. So it should be interesting to see what American Airlines, with the last one we went to, when Frontier combined with the Jamaican experience before we went, they're doing a direct flight, Frontier also, and they gave out $100 gift vouchers to everyone who was there. So that was nice too. So they're always trying to do something, to direct traffic to their website, to get people to fly on their airlines, to get people to come out to their country or their city, state. They're always doing different things to get people motivated. And so that goes back to learning something new every day. And digital marketing is awesome. I'm having so much fun learning. I want to spend a little bit more time each and every day, but I'm taking it a little bit at a time. I can't delve into it the way I want to right now, but I'm going to, because that's going to be my title. I decided that along with being an expert travel advisor, I'm going to be a digital marketing specialist because that is the wave of the future. That is how people are doing it right now. Everything is being advertised on the internet. And people think, oh, no, not really. But yes, really. And yes, we do have folks that are still doing the hotel meetings, and they're getting people to come out. But you can reach so many more people faster by social media and just kind of honing in on your skills. And that was the one, or your target audience. And that was the one thing that they taught us at the Carnival training. It was really, really a good training, talking about social media and the different ways. And then Rick was talking to a friend of ours about how they had the little quick ads that you could just put on your social media page. And then we learned, really, if you think about it, when you're looking at your Instagram or whatever, or your Facebook page, or even your LinkedIn, your Twitter, FYI, the name's supposed to be changing to an X now, but we'll see, instead of the little blue bird, but we'll see how that turns out. And really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect us one way or the other, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. And but just having all those different ways that you can reach out to people. And what we learned, one of the things we learned, I didn't think about it. You know how you know something, but you don't think about it until somebody mentions it to you? When you're looking at your social media, you really have it on silent, and you're just kind of watching what's happening, or you have your earbuds on if you want to hear it, But normally, if you're in a group or in your waiting room or just standing online, whatever the case may be, you will have it on silent because you don't want to disturb other people. But so they were showing us when you put an ad out, you want to make sure words pop up, to tell what's going on. Or it's a movie, pictures of movies, videos are worth 1,000 words. So it was really, really great training to kind of put that back in the forefront of your mind when you're putting these different things together.
That was
And then the
interesting.
knowledge that, yes,
That
yes,
was
it was.
interesting, Brenda, how they were saying the majority of people watch videos on silent.
Mm-hmm.
They don't listen to the video for whatever reason, and they kind of implied that most times they're at work. But the majority of people, and I forget the percentage, but it was like a high percentage, don't even listen to the video. And but that's why it's important if you're going to do any kind of advertising or anything to put words, some kind of words in there, so that people can actually
Yeah.
see it. One of the things also, if I may real quick, because I thought the training, like you're saying, for Carnival was awesome. And I was just thinking the other day, I was talking to somebody actually, and was just saying how greetings leaders in Seattle, we're still driving toward the cruise terminal. Hello, Glenn and Chantel. That's amazing to be able to communicate and the state of technology right now to be able to communicate, because everybody on this call remembers when you couldn't really communicate with people while they were driving or they were out or they weren't, in your immediate vicinity. And the technology has totally changed. Now you can communicate with people around the world. But I was thinking about that training that Carnival provided. And it wasn't just the business development managers. They actually had the VPs of marketing in there doing the training. And I was just wondering and thinking, how much would that training have cost us if just generally, the general public, if you were going to a webinar or a seminar, and they gave us the booklet. It was like a workshop, and the workshop, and of course, it's Carnival, so they want you to be better to sell Carnival product, but they covered selling skills and selling skills training. They covered group training. How do you do groups? They covered GoCCL, their website, GoCCL.com training and how to navigate that website. And like you're saying here now, Brenda, they covered social media training. And we're talking the VPs of Carnival actually doing this training. The do's and don'ts of social media. Do maintain an active social media presence. Do incorporate captivating visuals into your social media posts. Do use a content calendar to drive your social media strategy. Do focus on social elements of social media. Do think before you post. And of course, they were saying how you want to proofread your stuff. Don't veer off brand with your social media content. Don't just sell your brand. Don't post to social media without proofreading first. Don't go hashtag crazy on social media. Don't ignore questions, comments, or messages from followers. And but they had guest speakers there, the speakers from American Society of Travel Advisors. They had CLIA speakers. They had the US SBA speakers. They had SBDC speakers, and providing some incredible information. And like Brenda said, this was all day. So they had snacks and cookies and everything throughout the day. It was at an Italian restaurant and the Italian Village or something. They had amazing lunch. This is all free. We are in a real business. That's why I don't let anybody talk down to our business like we're just network marketing or just recruiting people. This is a real career opportunity. As people are going back to school, spending thousands of dollars, tuition debt, years of classroom, and still can't get a job. And then when they wrapped it up, the last part of it was writing your winning business plan. And they trained us on writing a business plan and going through all the aspects and taking their time going through all the aspects of every part of a business plan, and giving us examples. And the whole idea of the whole thing was they're having a contest, and they're going to and everybody submits their business plan online. And Brenda and I we submitted the winning business plan yesterday. So yeah, we're going to win. and and so each of these sessions across the nation, that they're giving, the whole goal is for everyone to submit a business plan. And even if you don't win, it really got me to thinking about how to sell Carnival, and not just Carnival, but how to be in business based on a business plan and based on social media strategy. And Brenda, like you're saying, a digital marketing strategy. So after giving us all these tidbits, they pulled it together in us writing a business plan. And I'm thinking, where do you get that kind of training, for free? And so we had 5 days to submit the business plan. And we went to the last day yesterday. But like Brenda said, she got a note from Amy Shortfall, who was like a VP in Carnival, saying, hey, today's the last day to submit your business plan. Please go ahead and submit. Make sure you submit your business plan. So personal. And you look at this in our industry, and you guys see me post a lot, and I posted some pictures from the workshop. Do what you can to let people know that this is a real business, that this is a real career, and that it may be a career for them. I know Chris Coakley on our call, he said 50 million people left their jobs since January. And where are those 50 million people? If we don't say anything, they don't even know. Never be ashamed of your business, and actively pray and say, okay, Lord, what do I do next? What's my next step for the business? And so, but I was just amazed at what we have. And then Brenda's talking about these other ones. And Brenda, I don't know if you mentioned the Tahiti one. you know, like Jackie, I was talking to Jackie yesterday, and Jackie says, people are, kind of hating on her because she always wins contests.
That's awesome, though. I love it. I love it.
She says,
that's when I go to these different events, I go to win.
Jackie said those people around her, whenever she goes to something, they're always hating on her because she always wins.
And see, they're putting out that energy, so she will win.
They're giving her energy.
She always wins. She always wins. Yeah, they're putting that energy out there for her. That is so true. And the Australia Tahiti one is this coming Monday, and it's an evening event. I forget exactly where it's going to be, but it's going to be in Denver, and it should be a lot of fun. And we're going, and they're giving out prizes. They even advertise that they're giving out prizes because they want you to come. The one in Hawaii, they gave out these really nice, thick, heavy bags and all these different, books and pens, and they give out some serious merchandise at these events. And we go with the purpose to win. And yes, we want to learn, because when we're talking to people, we want to be able to tell them what to do when you get there and all these different things. But that's how they advertise. And they advertise for you to win. And I even know with Carnival, they gave out like 2,000 points or whatever for their little online store that they have, where you can go and buy merchandise. But I'm quite sure that's going to be able to get whoever won. I think 2 people won. And so we're sitting there at our table, and our names weren't called, and we're like, it wasn't a trip, we're good. But we normally win things. And so it's a lot of fun to go to these events and win. I mean, that's why we're here, to go, to
Brenda,
learn, and to be able to tell people about it.
I was
Yeah.
going to say just real quick, the Hawaii event that they had, they gave away the mini speaker and the blankets and the towels and the
Oh, wow.
microfiber
Yeah, we won a lot of
towels and
stuff. Yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
package of brownies,
Yeah.
macadamia brown. I mean, it was a really nice package, and they drew both our cards back to back.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
so when they drew my card, I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, Brenda, come up with me. And so they brought it actually to us, all the little things and knickknacks and everything. And then they drew the next card, and it was me again. It was Brenda. And so we said, oh, no, it's
And the guy's
okay.
like,
Give
didn't
it
they
to
just win?
somebody else.
Give
Back
it
to
to
you.
somebody else. I know, but it's true. It's true how we do that, and it's all about the trips. I remember, oh boy, this was way back in the day, and to remind people how important affirmations are. I remember back in the day, that was one of our affirmations that we would say is that we always win. We always win. And I remember it was so funny. I came into a training that they were having for the RCI properties that we used to sell, but now they've turned into our 7-day night stay. Just FYI information. But I walked in at the last minute. They were taking all the business cards, and I went, "Oh, wait a minute! Don't forget mine! Don't forget mine!" So I ran up, put my business card in there, and they did their little spinning and their little turning around and whatever, and I won. And I was like, "Wow!" And it was a 3-day stay at some resort in Florida. And I remember it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and we invited my father and Rosie, that's his wife, to come with us. And we had so much fun at those funshines, is what they used to call them. But it's travel's fun. I love traveling. If I don't go somewhere, in about a week or two, it feels like we haven't traveled in years. So we always like to do something to get out, to enjoy, to take pictures. And that's how you're advertising your life. And I know everybody doesn't do that, and that's fine. And I said to somebody, we were talking, and I said, hey, if it wasn't for Rick, you guys would never know what I was doing, because my post on Facebook would be one and done, but probably will change now that I'm getting into more into the digital marketing. But before, it's like, oh man, and then I'm such a whatever. So it's like, how does that look? No, I don't like that. Let's take it again. Let's do it. It would take me forever to get one that I want to post. So yeah, everybody is different. And Rick's the one that puts all these movies up of our trips. And he just did one. I don't know if you guys have seen the one from Alaska, but that was, wow, that was so much fun. That trip was really, really fun. And we were going on excursions left and right. And to eat all the Dungeness crabs. Now that was really fun because I happen to be a seafood lover. But all the different things that we do in this business, we meet people. We go out when we're traveling, we're meeting people. They're in the travel space. We cannot meet people other than social media right in your living room. That's why social media is such a powerful tool. If you're not one to get out and go a lot, then you have to do something to advertise. And if you look at back at different advertising in the past, and I'm kind of getting this through Rick, because he's looking at all these different companies and how they got started and what they did and blah, blah, blah. And every time they did something different, they did something new, they hit a niche, they hit a market of everything that was going great. I don't remember, Rick, you could probably tell it better than I. What did you say? Johnny Walker Red became a lifestyle. Oh no, cigarettes became a lifestyle. Or was it Johnny Walker Red? I don't remember.
Oh, the Marlboro Man.
Oh, the Marlboro Man.
Yeah,
Okay,
so they
yeah.
brought
And
in an
some of you might,
advertiser for the cigarettes,
yeah.
and they were saying, can you put together a campaign for us? And that's when I guess they had to add filters because everybody's getting lung cancer, and so they added a filter, to the cigarette. And so they brought in a guy that they paid to put together a campaign for him, and that's when he came up with Marlboro Man. And he came in and was just briefing them on his campaign, and he says, "How do we want people to feel when they have this product? Let's create a campaign around a look, and a look that brings across a feeling, that brings across a lifestyle." And that's when they came up with the Marlboro Man. And I guess a lot of women were smoking, the cigarettes, but the men didn't want to smoke the filtered cigarettes, and so they had to figure out a way to attract the man. And that's when they came up with the Marlboro Man, with the cowboy hat. And of course, I think he died of cancer.
And a no filter.
I think he died of cancer later on, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So in the initial campaign, though, they wanted to say, okay, let's create a feeling of a lifestyle. And so as I was watching that, in my mind, I'm looking at the Vortex egg, and I'm looking at, the membership and the things that we're doing in Surge. And you may want to put this to prayer. How can you create a feeling, because what they did with the Marlboro Man, everybody wanted to be like him. Everybody wanted that cool, rugged, I'm cool look. And but that was a marketing campaign. That was just advertising, intentional advertising of a product. And so every time I look at how they got this started in different businesses, everybody has gone through the same things we go through. That's just par for the course. The ones that make it are the ones that continue to figure out, okay, how can I innovate? What can I do different? How can I make some minor changes? Like you say, Brenda, all the time, how can I learn something new, that would appeal to people? And a lot of it is going to be timing. We just are coming off the COVID. 9 billion people were locked down. Do you know, and I said this before, the millionaires that was made in 1919 and 1920s. And how Glenn says, these are the roaring 20s, just fast forward 100 years. But back in 1919, when they had the Spanish flu, the roaring 20s kicked off that next year because of that void, the vacuum created for opportunity. And for those who had something that the masses needed, became multi-gazillionaires. That's why everybody on this call is going to be wealthy. Just don't quit. Just keep looking for ideas. Just hang in there. Just innovate. Learn something new. Because you got 9 billion people who now want to travel. And so when I saw the Marlboro Man, I said, you know what? I want to create an image for our membership of the savvy traveler, the person who is savvy and they want to travel. And how everybody's looking for a deal now, and they want to travel wholesale instead of retail. And so we put out the picture from the presentation, with the guy and the girl sitting in front of the bungalows. And it said, Surge 365 membership, price only membership, personalized concierge for the savvy traveler. Something will catch. And you guys know me, I'm always doing something. Ed's always doing something. Glenn and Chantel always doing something. Something at some point is going to catch, right? And folks are going to say, man, overnight success. How long did it take? Since 2004? Back to you, Brenda.
Since 2004. So, no, but it's been a constant movement, though. And that's what makes it work. Just continuing to do what you know to do. And, me, you'd see my name under Learn Something New Every day. That's going to be my tagline. If we ever wrote anything up about me, it's all about learning something new, because the more you learn, the more you earn. That is such a true statement. And you don't know what you don't know. So you want to make sure you're always looking into different things. And there's so much information. All you have to do is want and decide what you want to do. And once you decide what you want to do, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. It's not going to feel like work. If you're doing something now and it's not fun, and you have to force yourself to do it, that's what they call work. That's what they call work. Because you've heard that saying, if you find to do something that you love, you will never work another day in your life. Because when you love doing something, it's fun, it's exciting. You look forward to doing it. When you're working in your passion, when you're doing something that you really love, whatever it is, being creative. If you love writing, you'll sit down and you will write for hours. If you love reading, you would sit down and read for hours. But you have to find out what it is that you love. What's your passion? What makes you excited? You know, if it doesn't make you excited, then don't waste your time, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're wasting your time. So make sure you find out what you love doing and what part of travel you love and you want to do more of. If you want to work with more special needs, man, there's a free special need class where you can become certified. And then you can find out how to advertise to do all these special need events, or how to do them, because it's all right there. So once you find out what you love to do and you want to do it, man, you're going to have so much fun doing it. If you love doing group trips, you're going to have so much fun putting them group trips together, even though there'll be a few people in the group that you wish to death would not go. That's always going to be the case. But you'll overlook that because of the fun part and about the people who are excited about going. And that's another thing that they taught us in the training, which I thought was really interesting, on how easy it is once you find a Pied Piper. See, when you're putting a group together, if you already see a group and you find the Pied Piper that rallies everybody together, that takes a lot of the work off of you, because they're doing all the advertising for you. They're getting the group excited to go. They're the ones telling the group where to go. And sometimes you might have, they're the ones that collect the money and pay one time. You know, so that Pied Piper, that's a key person. So if you have somebody in your church or somebody in your family or somebody in the different organizations that you're with, whoever, and that person says, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. Oh, well, let me help you and let me show you how you guys can do a knitting cruise, you know, how you can do a workshop cruise. And then everybody who's in this different workshop comes on board. And then we'll organize with the ship to have us have a room where you now can spend time doing this. She talked, Amy, I think it was Amy who talked about a knitting cruise. And everybody, every place you looked on the cruise ship, people was just sitting around knitting, laughing and talking. So there's so many different, there's this one entertainer who does a jazz cruise every year. People look forward to that jazz cruise. It's to the point where soon as it pops up, it sells out because everybody wants to go. So who's ever putting that together? They've been doing that for years. And of course, it probably didn't happen in 2020 or 2021, but I bet they're getting ready to start doing it again. I bet we'll start hearing advertisements on this jazz cruise that so-and-so is doing and everybody wants to go on it. So find a group that's already doing things and ask them, have they ever thought about putting a group together to do this and that? Putting a group together to, you know, do a counseling session or whatever the case may be, a mental health cruise. That sounds great because everybody's into mental health. So just start a mental health cruise and see how many people will jump on board and sit. And then maybe you might have somebody who knows a little bit about it and you guys can have a couple of seminars and sit in the room and talk about feelings, you know, whatever it is, it'll be a good thing.
I need a mental wellness cruise.
A mental wellness cruise will be a great
one.
Cruise. Sure you do. You just need a cruise, period. You just want to go on a cruise. Ed, you need one too.
Right.
See, we need to put
oh
one
man,
together.
can you imagine Ed and his kids on a Disney cruise or a Carnival cruise? Oh, that's going to be awesome.
That is. And you know what's so,
wow.
Oh man, that's going to be a nice one, because all of the cruise ships, they recognize how important it is for family. So they all have different classes for different age range. And so you can sign your kid up for this class and not see them all day. And then by the time you see them, they are exhausted and ready to go to sleep. They really do a great job entertaining those kids. And I know they have, we saw one group, I think we were on the MSC. I don't remember what cruise line we were on, but they had the two adults in the front and the back, and it's probably about 10, 15 kids. And they were walking around the ship, and they all had to hold on to the rope. And they just walked and walked and walked. You know, I don't know. I guess they were going to play on something, but we just saw them walking past. And oh, look at that! Some mommy is relaxing on the beach, by the pool right now, while her kids are at this whole little play thing that they put together. And they all have different names for theirs. Teen this, youth this, but it allows the kids to play, have fun, and for the parents to kind of sit back and relax. And even with Disney, you think Disney would be, just roaring with kids, and they are, but some of the Disney cruises have adult-only sections, where kids just don't go. And what's great is because if you're an older grandparent, your grandkids are in there, or you're just a parent and want to get away, you can go into the adult-only section and just relax and have some quiet time without hearing somebody complain or scream or cry. So there's so much to do on all these different
I know that's
ships.
right. Complain, scream, cry.
I know, I don't want this color kind of ice cream, So yeah, they'll figure out a way to do something. But I think it's fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening in our lives. I'm excited about how new things are constantly coming to us as long as we reach out for it. So that's what you have to do. Just be excited for today, for the next day, because we don't know what's getting ready to happen, but we know something's going to happen. The sun's going to come out at least, So take advantage of all the different things and go on these different vendors' website and become a specialist. Become a Jamaican specialist. You can take Princess and become a Commodore. You can take Canard and become a Commodore. And then that's 2 free cruises right there. And all you have to do is decide what you want to go on. I don't think Ron's on the call because I was really wanting him to share about him and Linda's trip that they just took up to these different islands. But all those things, they just are fantastic cruises. And when he was telling me about it, and the little bit that I allowed him to say, I kept saying, Ron, I want you to share on Thursday. But I thought, wow, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. And it was just, I think, 4-hour drive from Buffalo. So find out what's in your neighborhood. We were even thinking of either heading south to the Grand Canyon, because the Grand Canyon is, I guess, 9 hours south of here, or Yellowstone, which is about the same going north. So and all the things that's in between, all you have to do is map it out and see, because everything has something. And people come, especially for Pikes Peak in our backyard here, people come from all over the world to go up to Pikes Peak. And we will go probably next week, Wednesday, in the middle of the week. Weekdays, it's pretty packed. Weekends is pretty packed. So it would definitely be a weekday. But just being able to go there, because like I said, people come from all over the world to take the cog rail up to Pikes Peak or to drive the peak. Now, we already tried that one year. We're not doing that again.
That's all good. So let me share.
Oh, yeah.
Let me share my because we had a bonus yesterday. We had a $500 bonus, and we'll hit a $1,000 bonus today, and so that's $1,500 in a day, and what we're going to earn this, in 2 days. Where would you go to make $1,500 in a day, 2 days? Where would you go? What kind of job would you be
that's
working?
legal.
That's legal. Where, not a bookie. Where would you go to do that? And the fact that we have the ability to do that is, let me let this person in. The fact that we have the ability to make money, the fact that we have the ability to control, the wealth that comes in. I was on Ron's call that we have called the Hope Collection, where we talk about travel, and every Tuesday we talk about Travel Tuesday. And I was just sharing with them something I read from a book called The Outliers, written by Malcolm Gladwell, and he was saying the essence of a good job, a satisfying job or a satisfying career, is three things: that you're doing meaningful work, that actually means something. And I was relating all of it to travel, of course, that you have autonomy. You can do what you want, when you want. You can get as deep as you want in knowledge or as little as you want. And you have that autonomy. So you can meaningful work, autonomy. And then the third thing is your effort is rewarded. That you can do something over here and get a reward. And that there's no limit. Because if you're providing value, if you're providing a service, you can do that and then get paid for it. And I was thinking about that when, I realized that we made $1,500 in 2 days. I was, I did meaningful work. The couple that came on board, beautiful, beautiful young millennial couple. And what was so interesting is that, Brenda and I, our son and daughter's names is Cameron and Brittany and Cameron. And this couple, their name is Brittany and Cameron. And I was like, okay, wow, I got kids the same name, Brittany and Cameron. I can always remember your name. But they work from home. Beautiful, beautiful couple. They've got a young son, and they own their own business online. And they have a business that has to do with billiards, online billiards. And they have over 700 people on there as a member of this club. And apparently it's an online billiards association, and they just have a business in it. But there's, across the nation, you have different owners. And every year they send the winners of these different clubs to Vegas for like a convention and a tournament. And so they own their own business. And so when I was just sharing with them, and I've been talking to them and the mom, her mom, Brittany's mom, for I think at least 3 years. I was talking to the mom first, and then maybe a year or so ago, her mom said my daughter may be interested. And so a year or so after that, I finally get this inbox message on Facebook. I think my husband and I are at a point where we want to hear more about the business. And so this is like maybe a month ago. And so I gave them a video, and they said, well, we like it. And we set up a time to do a Zoom, and they really liked it. And she said, well, I've got to get our money together. Actually, it was about a month ago or so. And during that period, she said, my husband has a question and kind of a concern. Why do you pay for bringing people in? He said, you said that 3 people come on board and the $99 is waived. She says, is this like, he wants to know if this is like a pyramid. I said, well, no, pyramids are illegal. And I said, recruiting is the basis of every company out there. You look at the company and they give some sort of incentive for people to share the word about what they do. Otherwise, they go out of business. And she says, oh, okay. He just wanted to know. I said, no, we have, our lifeblood is new people coming into the business and becoming travel business owners. And so we just provide an incentive for them to do that. And so yesterday, or 3 days ago or so, I said, well, do you have your name picked out yet? And so she says, yes, hop, skip, and a jump travel. And and it was free on the World Wide Web, but somebody in Surge had it. So she said, well, how about one hop, skip, and a jump travel? And that was free. And so, but they said, Rick, this really, really aligns with what we're doing in our business. She said, we have over 700 people. We can give out that free Vortex link to the 700 people plus, and they can give it out to whomever. And she said, what I like about it is that they're going to save money, and we earn, and I was telling her 60% of what they save. Not only that, 3 reward credits for every dollar they spend. And because what they do is every year they send the winner from their club to Vegas, and they pay for it. That's like the top 3 or top 5 people. And but they pay for it out of a pot that they've been building throughout the year. I said, well, this money can go actually contribute and go into that pot. And she was like, wow. And then I said, and that's the Vortex. And then I said, and then you have the membership. I said, the membership is like wholesale travel, but you can also use the gift cards. And she asked the question, what's the equivalent of money to the gift cards? And I told her 2,500 reward credits is the equivalent of $25. And I gave her my example of buying a $33 gift card from Walmart and for the Super Bowl, and went to and bought it with 3,300 reward credits, which was $33. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so I printed out the with the the card with the barcode on it, and that's when they had the Super Bowl, right? And so Ben and I go to Walmart, and I spend my $33 plus other money to get junk food. But I just wanted to see, if that worked. I'm like, yeah. So I said, you can also use it for gift cards. But check this out. So I started just I did a Zoom and was just going through the different tabs. And so I went to the weekly stay tab. And I said, well, since you guys are going to be doing your thing in Vegas, let's take a look at a 1 week stay in Vegas and look at the different hotels and resorts that come up. And so we did that. And so her husband says, well, we'll be there August 3rd through the 11th. And so I said, okay, well, let's look at the week. And do you know of the hotels that came up? The second one, the husband says, hey, we're staying at the Westgate. And he said, we blocked some rooms, $92 a night. Through the membership, it was $62 a night. And he said, are you kidding me? I said, well, not only that, if you had been in the business, when you blocked however many rooms, with the Westgate, you could have said, okay, I'm a travel agent, right? And you would have got paid a commission when you block those rooms. Like right now, they don't owe you anything because you're a consumer. And he was like, really? Oh my gosh, sign me up. He said, pull the trigger, right, to his wife. And I said, and not only that, as a travel agent and access to the travel agency training, I said, you guys can take the special needs certification training. And like you have a convention thing coming up, the tournament coming up next week. When people register for that tournament, on your registration, you can ask the question, does anyone have any special needs for special needs equipment? If they need a motor scooter, if they need oxygen, canes, whatever. I said, you can become certified, and you can also advertise yourself as certified, special needs certified. So that separates you out from all the other clubs out there. And this company pays commission. So that's another income stream. This company that does the special needs equipment will deliver whatever the needs are, will deliver it to the Westgate in Las Vegas. And then after your event, they'll pick it up. I'm like, are you kidding? He was like, oh, really? Let's go. And not to oversell them, I said, well, let's go ahead and get you guys signed up. And 2-step process. First, we're going to sign you up as a junior exec for $79, $19.95 monthly. We have to do the junior exec because it's the marketing side of our company, and it gives you license to sell the travel product, which is what we're going to bring up next. And it was like, oh, okay, okay. And so she did, Brittany did it on her end. She was like, done. I'm like, wow, this millennial generation, they don't even play. They just boom, 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 just like my daughter, Brittany. And so I said, well, let's go ahead and let's bring you on with the top, which is $4.99. And that's going to include the Vortex. It's going to include the membership, the travel agency piece, the host travel agency, 7-day stay, the vacation club. They're like, let's do it. And so we go, and they put in the one skip and a hop travel. And I said, we need to also, and so we went through that. They bought it. We're done. Right, we're in. I said, well, let's get a domain name for one hop, skip, and a jump travel, a .com and a .info. And let's go through GoDaddy. And so we went to GoDaddy. It was available, $15 for the year. We got the .com, which we forwarded to the Vortex. Got the .info, which we forwarded to the marketing site, the search365.com site. They're up and running, right? And they're like, yes! You talk about an excited couple. And you compare that to people who, were trying to convince and to turn, like pulling teeth. And when you find someone that has a need, or I should say it this way, when that person finds you, because you really can't find them because of how timing is, but you make yourself known. And when that person, she says, Rick, I saw what you had done, what you posted on for the Carnival thing. What was that all about? So I told her, the Carnival training, free training. And in fact, 3 or 4 people contacted me as a result of me posting about the career opportunities with Carnival. But when you find someone that has a need and they find you, it's a done deal. You don't have to coerce them to pull the trigger. You don't have to twist the arm. You don't have to lay booby traps. They will see. I believe that we're entering into a time now where people are looking, and everybody on this call. But Brenda, it comes back to mindset, because everybody will think what you think. Everybody will see what you see. People do not have a mind of their own. You are a mirror reflection. They are a mirror reflection of you. And if you can change the way you think, change the way you see yourself, brand yourself, they will come to that, because they don't have a mind of their own. And they see what you see. Know that all relationships are a reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that's true. And that's what you say too all the time. You say that you will attract who you are. So if there's different people that you want to attract in the business, that's who you become. And of course, we want to attract all kind of travelers. If you can use your credit card, even if you have family members that can use it for you, and you travel, we're looking for you. So you don't want to limit anything. But if you want to get somebody who's a self-starter, who will be able to go, you don't have to hold their hands to get them signed up. That's one of my affirmations too, that people see our post and they just go right to our website and sign up. And we're just seeing all these names, bing, 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 pop up that they're signing in our business. And if that's what you want, that's what you have to ask for, because it's really, you're going to attract people that are just like you. So if you're not doing anything, you're going to attract people that won't do anything. And if you have to twist somebody's arm to get them to come into business, you're going to have to twist their arms to keep them. So make sure when you're talking to somebody, you're being really nonchalant about it, and you want them in. Yes, you definitely want them to come in your business. But if you have to come over here and let's go here and, oh, where's this? I have this one lady who said today's Wednesday, so I'll give her a text. But we've been talking back and forth. She said she saw the video. She had a couple questions, and she will contact us on Monday, but she didn't. And I know life happens. So today's Wednesday, so I'll give her a little text and say, hey, I know life can get busy, but whenever you're ready, we're here to answer your questions. Give us a call. Just letting her know that I'm still here, but I'm not chasing her. Because you'll find yourself, when you start chasing people, for one thing, they disappear. They get into the witness protection program, but then it makes you tired, and then you don't even want to do it. It's like, oh man, I don't want to do it. So my thing is, oh sure, I'll send her a text. I'm not going to call her, but I'll send her a text and say, hey, what's going on? I know life can get busy. Didn't hear from you on Monday, but know that we're here whenever you're ready. And so it's taken her off the hook, because something could have happened where she really planned on calling on Monday, but she didn't. So I think when you take, and that's for somebody in our team, that's not even someone that we would personally sponsor. That's someone in our team. So when I reached out and I said, if you have anybody who you want us to call, that's what Rick and I are going to do. And I called a few people, I texted a few people. One lady came back with a name and a phone number, and I called her, and she said, yep, she wants to know. So I told her about On Demand. So she got on Demand and set up a time to schedule an appointment. Now, On Demand is still there. It's surgepro365.com. And that will allow people to go and set up a time that's convenient for them to watch the presentation. And then we also have a link that people can go to and watch the presentation at any time. They don't even have to go through the process of signing up. The only thing about that is when they watch it, you won't know. Whereas if you send them through surgepro365.com, I'll get a text. No, I'll get an email saying who signed up, who they signed up for, and when they plan on watching the video. Then once they watch the video, I'll get a notice if they signed, if they watched it all, if they stopped in the middle, whatever the case may be. And so what I do is when I get a video, and when I get an email saying that, Joyce Smith has just signed up to watch the video, and who invited her, she should put your name or the person's name, then I immediately email that to you. So you can see that she signed up to watch the video. And then if she watched all of it or none of it or whatever, then I'll let you know. And then you can do your follow-up to say, did you watch the video? What did you like best about it? And that's how you work people. Just like Rick was very honest, this young lady who came in with her husband yesterday, this was not a quick thing. First, he started with her mother. Then her mother suggested to her. Then they were enjoying life, whatever the case may be, and realized that, oh, we do need some type of other side hustle. So there's so many people out there that are looking for something different. All you have to be is be available and visible, because when the time is right, they know your phone number. That's not something that they don't have. They know your phone number. And when they're ready, they will call you and ask you, how do we get started? And that's what you want. And make that part of your daily affirmation. Don't chase people, because when you do, the same work and effort that you put in to getting them in the business is the same work and effort that you're going to have to put in to keep them. And then you don't have a good retention. Everybody's constantly falling out. It's like, wait a minute, I just signed up, 3 people and 7 people dropped out. What happened? So you don't want that. So I believe in building a firm foundation. And you build a firm foundation by finding people of like mind who understands what they're getting. And I really don't think this couple really understands what they have in their hands. But they'll begin to understand. Yes.
One of the things that was interesting in bringing them on yesterday is that the husband, had a question about recruiting, and you have to really know your audience. And I said, well, you don't have to recruit anybody. Just work your business. I mean, just apply this to your business. And this is not about recruiting people. This is about, is this a product that you can use to make money in your business to enhance what you're already doing. And he came back and he says, Rick, I really appreciate you saying that. I said, yeah, no, this has nothing to do with you recruiting people. I said, but here's what'll happen. I said, with you doing what you're doing and applying this to your business and the Vortex and making money and reward credits with the Vortex and saving money with the membership and being able to block rooms and do the training with the travel agency, you're creating a story. And that story will sell. And people are going to come in because you have other business owners in this online business that you're in that need what you have. You know, when you take that training for special needs, they need that too, right? And that will bring people to you. There is no assertion. There's only attraction. And so we all have to ask ourselves, what am I doing to attract people? And I love how you said, Brenda, making ourselves available and visible. But Ron Clayton has joined the call. He's on. And I know, Brenda, you was asking earlier
Ron.
about his awesome
Good afternoon, everybody.
vacation
I
trip.
know there's a time difference, Ron, but you know, you have a few minutes. I was going to give you the whole hour. So now you have just a few minutes to tell us.
So now you're telling me the story, Brenda. It says, tell me quick, tell me true, tell me faster, nuts to you.
Yes.
We took a little time away last week, and we ended up going up to 1,000 Islands, about a 3.5-hour drive. Beautiful historic spot on the St. Lawrence River. My sister and brother-in-law came with us. We stayed at one of the oldest hotels that is there. It's run down. It's not quite as clean, but it was old. And there's other new hotels, but we wanted a little bit of the history of being in the place. And it's right on the river, and you sit looking out at the famous Bolt Castle, a 6-story mansion castle that George Bolt built for his wife around the turn of the century. You might recognize what he did in his life. He built the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York. He built the Bellevue, another famous New York hotel. And then he went on to make this really cherished for his wife, a gift. And the sad news is she died before they got a chance to live in it together. And it was at the time of the turn of the century and the stock market crash, and just the talent that it took to build it. Most of the castle was built overseas and shipped over to the island and put together. But they've restored it, and it's a beautiful experience. We took a cruise, had a lunch cruise on a ferry boat up and down the river for 3 hours. We went to the little stores, and girls got to do some shopping. We did something else that hanging out with you guys, we've come to understand real well. It's called eat. We had some phenomenal meals. Literally ate the dock. The water was like, I'm sitting in front of my computer right now about 1.5 feet away. I literally could reach down and touch the river, the planks and where we sat for the table having dinner, and the sunset going down. Was a phenomenal experience. We went there just to relax, to spend a few days to regroup. We had been running since early May, and we just needed that getaway. And I'm telling you, folks, it was great. I encourage you to think about it. It's a very inexpensive place to go in terms of a resort area and complex, and there's lots to do. I even got out and played miniature golf. Almost killed myself, but it was a really fun time, and haven't been able to do that for a lot of years, so I pushed myself into it. We had a wonderful time sharing it with my sister and brother-in-law. You've heard me talk about them. He's got stage 4 cancer. She's got MS, and we still do stuff. And over the years, we've not had the best of relations. It's been up and down and in between. Right now, even while we were there, they had to decide they wanted to have one of their challenges. And I looked at them, I said, guys, we're on a trip together here. Let's enjoy this time. This isn't a time to create questions on what we've done or what we're doing. Let's get together and stay together. So we did that. Turned out really great. On the way home, we ended up driving one section. Normally takes us 40 minutes. It was a storm and the lightning it was a Florida storm. It rained so hard, we were doing 20 miles an hour for about 50 miles. So, but we got home safe. And I'm just telling you, we have had such a relaxing time now that we're back. And I want to encourage people to do that. Now, we still got, I'm sitting here with the folder right in front of me on the table. We've got to choose where we're going to go on our paid vacation, Serge. You know, they force us to take a vacation. And we haven't figured out where we're going yet. But guys, it's a benefit. You know, people work jobs and they get time, they get told they get paid vacation. No, they get paid time off. We get paid to go. I mean, they're paying for the room, the beautiful, whatever condo or hotel or whatever you go to. And you got thousands and thousands of choices. And we got right now, we got Canada right down the road, 20 minutes away. So we go up some places there unique. We got Pennsylvania. I mean, we're 8 hours from New York, but we can fly or take the train and get there in a couple hours. Guys, there's lots of ways that you could take advantage of this trip. And you know what? If you're taking some of these places have got condo where you get 2 or 3 bedrooms, take someone with you. We take my sister-in-law because they didn't do a lot of that in their life. And they enjoy it. They really are blessed by it. So I'm just encouraged to be able to share that story with you. I think, Brenda, that was one of the things you wanted me to share with.
Yeah, that was definitely what I wanted, because you guys have, you know, and even when you took us up into Canada, you and Linda find the best spots to just kind of hang out and relax. And that's what I was telling people earlier before you joined the call, how you should just, it's right in your own backyard, you know. And I told everybody this was a drive that you guys took that was only, you know, 3-4 hours drive. And so when you do your little map and you see how close things are, take advantage and get out and go and relax and enjoy life, because travel creates memories. And that's the business that we're in. And when you're able to tell a story, that speaks volumes when people are listening to the different things that we do with our Surge business. And I know you're going to have a really good story once you do your 7-day night stay. And Rick and I, man, we're running out of ours. And we were like, hey, anybody want to share? We'll take them. Because we're running out of our 7-day night stays. And, you know, they accumulate every year. And we had let them accumulate. But in the last couple of years, I think we've been doing like 1 or 2 a year, just the 7-day stay alone. Because it's fun. And like you said, Ron, you get a complete condo, and some of them are a complete condo. The last couple of ones in Boca Raton has just been hotels, but up in Steamboat Springs, it was a complete apartment, really, you know, with kitchen, full kitchen. And so we were able to bring our leftovers when we ate out at restaurants. We didn't have to feel like we had to chug it all down because we didn't have a microwave. We had the microwaves there. We were able to run over to the local grocery store and buy breakfast food so we can just sleep in and have late breakfasts when we want to. So there's so many different ways to use these 7-day night stays that we have. So you guys want to make sure you don't let yours accumulate dust. You want to make sure you use them. I think we have one, and then one still left. And then I think in November, we'll be eligible for another one. But yeah, we are definitely going to enjoy these 7-day night stays. Anybody else want to share?
Brenda, I just want to add one other thing. The first night, the restaurant we went to, this town, it's a very small town. They only got 20 shops that are downtown to do, you know, tourist stuff. And but we went, there's another town about 20 miles down the road, and they had that's where we ate on the dock, and they had such a great dinner. They're so short of people. They had the sons and daughters of some of the employees that worked there, and they weren't old enough because it, you know, they serve drinks. There's a bar in the place along with the restaurant. So they were hosting kids to serve and work and help us. It was a wonderful experience. Well, it turns out there were a number of people that really wanted to travel the world. And so when the one hotel we had dinner at, we ate on the dock at the marina. And I was surrounded by about 300, I'll say $250,000 yachts. They're beautiful. And I asked one of the hostess, well, we got all these spots. Where are the people? And she said, well, they only come on the weekends because they got jobs. And I said, well, we don't.
Wow.
Well, anyways,
Wow.
we couldn't get out of the hotel because Christine wants to become a travel agent. I mean, she wasn't shy about it. She said, that's my dream job. I need you guys. I'm sitting right here with the information to connect with her because she wants to meet you guys, and we're following that through now that we're back. And then there was another person at the hotel we're at that said, well, you know, this hotel might not make it. Our business is down. They're just, you know, people just don't have the money to come right now. Inflation is hurting them. And so they're looking for more ways to increase their income. Everybody on the phone knows this. So we have a perfect answer for them. If someone is short money this week, this month, you know what? If they raise their hand, I'm going to raise my hand. I'm short money because I want to do more. So I need more. Okay. See, everybody thinks poor is that you just don't have any money and you're poor. No, if you're not where you're at because you want to do more, then you're poor. Well, I'm poor this amount of money, so we want to do something. So working harder to help more people. And if we help these people earn what they get, guess what? Guess whose check from Surge gets bigger? Ours.
Right.
But the first thing is we have to help these people when they acknowledge that they have a challenge and they want to do something. We can show them exactly how to do it. And we have you guys and the rest of the team to point to if we need help to get it done.
Yep. And what's
Well,
so nice is the more you go out, the more people you meet. You figure you
yes.
would have never met her just sitting in your living room. And only if you made a post that she clicked on and she liked and asked you a question, how can I do that? But it's something about getting out and meeting people and letting them know that you don't have to be stuck. Because see, a lot of people don't know what we know. So we have to get out however you feel comfortable doing it and sharing it with people. And I really think the best way is to travel. When we travel, we're working our business. We're giving out business cards, we're talking to people, and we're going to write it off on our taxes because it's something that we were going to do anyway. But thank you so much, Ron, for sharing. I really appreciate that. And I look forward to working with your new team members.
Yes.
Oh, all righty, great. Anybody else? Well, you guys know we have the presentation this evening. It's the same Zoom number that you use to jump on this call. So definitely do that this evening. It's 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So you want to bring and invite folks on. It's a lot of fun. We sometimes have Vaughn and not. I have a feeling we might see him this evening, but because even for him, you know, life challenges happen, and you got to do what you have to do. But we will be there, and we'll have a lot of fun, and we'll show the presentation. So if you have someone who's interested, or even if you want to see it again, you cannot see this presentation too much, I think. And even for seeing Coach say, don't miss this. I love that part. So don't miss it. If you can be there tonight, definitely jump on. We are mastering our timing to get it down to 30 minutes. I think we've gotten it down to 38 minutes. And so we definitely watch the clock, and we're starting on time because we want to make sure that we're respectful of people's time and the fact that there's other things that you could be doing. But I appreciate you taking out of your busy schedule to hop on the call this evening. So with that, I want to say that, you know, we are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. And we want everybody to have a great rest of your day. See you tonight. And don't forget that we will be seeing you all on the beaches of the world and the slopes. Can't leave out the skiers. Okay, everybody have a great day now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.